Greetings, everybody. Welcome to the Military Real Estate Rookie Show. I'm your host, Rena. This show is about empowering men and women of the military to grow their wealth through passive income using real estate. I am on the journey of building wealth using real estate, and I want to take you with me. My focus would be through interviews and lesson learns and tips and different ways of investing while having fun and being in the military. The quote of the day is, if it was easy, everybody would do it. I want to make sure that you guys get all the information you need, break it down, make sure that you, A to Z, learn how to invest in real estate. I'm your host, Rena. Until then, let's get the mission done and let's take this journey together.
Hey guys, welcome to the Military Real Estate Rookie Show. I'm your host, Rena. I wanted to touch on this subject about construction liens. Now, I wanted to do this topic on construction liens because I received a letter in the mail from the city of Florida, of Clearwater, that stated when I hire contractors according to Florida laws, those who work on your property or provide materials not paid in full have a right to enforce their claim for payment against your property. This claim is known as construction lien. This means that if a lien is filed against your property could be sold against your will to pay for labor costs or any material or other services your contractor may have failed to pay, even if you paid the contractor in full. Now, the people that the contractor failed to pay, such as the subcontractor, material supplies, can sue you. They can look to your property for payment, even if you have already paid the contractor. Now, in the state of Florida, if you owe more than $2,500 or more, you may be liable if you pay your contractor. So there is a way to protect yourself, and it's called a release of lien. It is a written statement that removes your property from a threat of lien. Before making any payment, obtain an affidavit from your contractor that specifies all unpaid parties who perform work, labor is paid. Now make sure that the contractor requests from the contractor a release of lien. This is a way to protect yourself. Now, a release of lien is a written statement that removes your property from the threat of a lien. Before you make payment, be sure you have received a waiver from the suppliers and its contractors covering the materials used and work performed on your property. Requests from the contractor via certified or registered mail a list of subcontractors and suppliers who have a contract with the contractor to provide services, materials to your property. If your contractor calls for partial payment before the work is completed, get a partial release of lien covering all workers and material used to that point. Before you make the last payment to your contractor, you have to obtain an affidavit, like I said, about specified unpaid parties who perform labors and services. Now, always file a notice of commencement before beginning a home construction or remodeling project. The local authority that issues building permits is required to provide this form. You must record this form with the clerk of circuit court in the county where the property's been improved is located. Also, post a certified copy at the job site. In lieu of certified copy, you may post an affidavit stating that a notice of commencement has been recorded. Attach a notice of commencement to the affidavit. Now, in addition to building department, it's prohibited from performing the first inspection if the notice of commencement is not filed with the building department. You can also supply a notarized statement that the notice has been filed with a copy attached. The notice of commencement notes the intent to begin improvement, the location of the property, description of the work, and the amount of the bond, if any. It also identifies the property owner's contractor surety, lender, and other pertinent information. Failure to record a notice of commencement or incorrect information on a notice could contribute to you having to pay twice the same work or the materials. Now, notice to the owner. Prior to filing the lien, a lienor who does not have a direct contract with the owner must serve the owner with a notice to the owner. The notice to the owner must state the lien name, address, and description of the real property and the nature of the services, materials being furnished. The notice to the owner must serve before commencing or within 45 days of commencing to furnish the services or materials. But before owner's final payment to the contractor, a lien cannot be enforced unless the lienor has served the notice to the owner as described. Now, whose responsibility is to get this release? You can stipulate in agreement with your contractor that he must provide all releases of lien. If it is not part of the contract, however, you act as your own contractor. You must get the releases. If you borrow money to pay for improvements and lender pays the contractor directly without obtaining the releases, the lending institution may be responsible for you for any loss. Now, what can happen if you don't get a release of lien? You will not be able to sell your property unless all outstanding liens are paid. Sometimes a landowner can even be forced to sell the property to satisfy a lien. Who can claim a lien on my property, you ask? Contractors, laborers, material suppliers, subcontractors, professionals such as architects, landscapers, landscape architects, interior designers, engineers, land surveys, all have a right to file a claim of lien for work or material on your property. Always require a release of lien from anyone who does work on your home. Now, contesting a lien is valid for 1 year unless a lienor files a lawsuit to enforce the lien prior to expiration of the year. An owner has a right to file a notice of contest of lien during the 1 year period. Upon filing of a notice of contest of lien, a lienor must file a lawsuit to enforce the lien within 60 days. Failure of filing the lawsuit renders the lien invalid. The construction lien laws is complex and it cannot be covered completely in this podcast. But we recommend that whenever a specific problem arises, you consult the city that you're doing having the work done. And that means that you will have a best foot forward moving forward to get the information you need and not be caught off guard. Talk to your city about past permits after the final inspection. What do you need to do? Closing the permit will help the property avoid inconvenience from title companies, insurance company, mortgage company, potential buyers. Permits not closed will expire and cause the permit holder additional expenses on future permit applications. So that's all I want to talk about. I know it's kind of confusion when it comes to construction lien, but I want to give you a heads up. Contact your city, contact the contractor, read the contract, and make sure that you're in a good position for not to be sued. Well, that's all, folks, I have. Thank you for listening to my podcast. Please go on any Apple Podcast or any platform that you use to listen and rate me 5 reviews. And if you have any ideas about any educational topics that you want me to share about, just let me know. This is Rena from Military Real Estate Ricky. Thank you.